crusade for children will light up your face with a grin. Nothing's more thrilling when your heart is willing, so get on the phone and call in. A crusade for children is just about to begin.
Remember that look? What a classic view there from our original WHAS Crusade for Children set. That's how they started it years ago, now 70 years strong. The WHAS Crusade for Children, a tradition for this community, was created by a WHAS TV general manager named Vic Scholas in 1954. The vision of the crusade: help our children with special needs across Kentucky and southern Indiana and turn over all of your money to those agencies that help. Don't deduct 1 penny for our expenses. And now 70 years later, hey, what works, stick with it. And Crusade CEO Dawn Lee is joining me here to talk about the Crusade for Children here at 5. And Dawn, you were celebrating 15 years with WHAS 11.
It's hard to believe. It is hard to believe. But 15 years ago when I was hired, I said in 15 years I'll still be the new girl. And when you look at video like that, it reminds you that there is such a rich history and tradition with the Crusade. All those celebrities, Diane Sawyer was in the chorus there that was singing in that piece. And so it's very humbling to think 15 years is just a drop in the bucket.
What's kept you going for 15 years? You've been through the challenges of COVID. The Crusade for Children is now returning to its traditional home here in WHAS building after being removed because of COVID. Tell me your thoughts after 15 years.
Well, it still all comes back to the kids, and that's what I love about the Crusade, is they're the center of everything we do, that how we can make life better for children who have special needs continues to be at the center of all the decisions we make all year long. And yet the fact that we can't do that without our firefighters, because they raise more than half the money that comes in, it's just a mix for me between the reliance on our wonderful firefighters and then these kids and their families, where you see such great progress being made.
This clip, I love this. This is with the great Phyllis Knight on the right. Phyllis Knight, such a trailblazing woman, a broadcaster, one of the first women to appear on Louisville television right after Channel 11 went on the air in the 50s.
And you see the difference that they're making for these kids right there with the speech therapy.
So the firefighters still bring in a majority of the money, but we have so many more ways to raise money. The year 70, usually the big anniversary years, bring in a lot more money. And we want to show everybody what happened in 1977. That was the first year we raised $1 million. Take a look.
Of how much and how deeply you care.
And the balloon drop, Dawn, that was 1977, and now we're raising $5 million and more.
Exactly, and in total over the that was Crusade 25, so they raised $1 million, and then we get to Crusade 70, we've raised over $205 million in total, and so that's really remarkable to think how that has changed this community.
What's remarkable for our charity and our organization is that you're able to return over 100%. We always say every penny counts. That's because you're not having to skim the expenses out of the dollars that people give.
And that's right. And that goes back to the Bingham family and the generosity they had when they started the Crusade. And yet we have changed a lot in 70 years in trying to become independent as far as being responsible for our own costs. And fortunately, we had a board that had a lot of foresight, and an endowment was set up in 2003. And that is what has allowed us to continue the tradition of 100% going back to the kids, because we don't want that to be spent on overhead or salaries.
Well, Dawn Lee, I give you a big hug. We've got this set in front of us, but
Yes.
congratulations to you on 15 years with WHAS, 70 years with the Crusade for Children. Happy Crusade.
Oh, thanks, Doug. We could not do it without WHAS 11 and the team here.
We just love it. And Dawn can just walk down the hallway and be right here anytime.